Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my first official video where I'm actually deep diving into some astrological insights. Obviously a lot of the quick short content is over on my TikTok linked in the description box below, but this channel is going to be dedicated to exploring some astrological and spiritual topics in a lot more detail. So if that's your vibe, that's your bag, feel free to subscribe. Now today I wanted to of course dive into the topic of the upcoming full moon in the sign of Gemini. The full moon that is happening tomorrow on the 15th of December, and it's happening on the same day that Mercury retrograde is coming to an end. So it's an interesting one, and it's also the last full moon of the year. So we're really wrapping shit up because this year, I don't know about y'all, this year's been a lot. It's been crazy. But let's get into it. As we all know, the full moon is a time for release. It's a time for surrender. It's a time for closure. It's a time for letting go. It's really a time for reflecting on what's happened during the month or since the last full moon, and what we've channeled during that time and what just isn't working for us anymore, what's not serving for us anymore. And it's an opportunity to reflect on it and let it go. Also, this is the first full moon that we're having since Pluto entered Aquarius in November. So it's like, we really got a lot of shit to let go as a collective, like not even just individually to begin with, like we'll get into that later, but like, yeah, there's just so much that we have left behind. I feel as Pluto left Capricorn and entered Aquarius, it's like the things that seemed the norm should I say, the things that we had conformed to and accepted because that's just, it's always been that way. It's like we're now like, no, it might have always been that way, but it doesn't have to be that way. And we're putting our foot down. And you know what? I love that for us. But anyway, let's dive more into the energy of this full moon. Like I said, it's happening in the sign of Gemini. Now, Gemini is a very dynamic, adaptable, changeable energy. It has an element of duality to it. Of course, it is archetyped by the twins. And Gemini's very curious energy. It's ruled by Mercury. It's all about communication. It's all about processing information and interpreting it. I mean, it doesn't always do it in the best or most effective way, but it does it nonetheless. And like I said, Mercury retrograde is also coming to an end. So it's really highlighting themes around communication, curiosity, and I want to say chaos. I'm going to use it as the 3 C's. I want to say chaos because I feel like that's what this year has been. That's what this retrograde season so far has been too. So I feel like it's really highlighting those themes, and it's calling us to really pay attention on any experiences or opportunities that come up around those themes, and understand if it's holding us back or if it's something that's going to catapult us forward. Now, like I said, Gemini has an element of duality to it, so it likes to see things from all perspectives, which can cause us to feel a bit confused or scattered sometimes. So it's important to remain grounded during this full moon. Like, I'm not saying don't see everything from every perspective, because I think that's super important, but like, don't get too caught up in all of the possibilities. Like, be able to pick out the few that make sense for you. So this is all happening on the same day that Mercury retrograde comes to an end. So I feel like it's actually aligned perfectly because we're able to see and understand things a bit more clearly than opposed to how we have over the past few weeks during the heavy retrograde season that's been all about reassessing, reflecting, and kind of realigning with what we envision our future to be, especially with Pluto and Aquarius, because vision for the future is very heavy themes right now. I feel like this is like a really good time to maybe make some decisions that you've been holding off on, maybe have some uncomfortable conversations that you've not felt prepared for, or just haven't necessarily gone the right way when you've tried them before. Now, also do be cautious though, because we are still in the Mercury retrograde shadow period. So there could still be a bit of fog laying around. And also Mars is still retrograde at the moment, so don't start acting impulsively. Still use this time to reflect, but also initiate. I would say it's an initiation phase of letting go of anything that's no longer serving us. So any conversations about things that need to be cleared up, initiate those. Any things that need to be released from your life, initiate those. Take the first small steps. Don't act impulsively and be too bold, because Mars will humble you. Now, of course, the energy in the sky is always impacting all of us to some extent, but there are a few signs that will feel the energy of this full moon a lot more than others, and that is, of course, the mutables: Gemini, Pisces, Virgo, Sagittarius. I am talking to you guys. Now, Gemini, this full moon is happening in your sign, so you're in the spotlight, love. This is all about gaining clarity around your personal goals and assessing your current communication style in any close relationships, and if it's working, does something need changing? Are there people around who don't really need to be around? Virgo, this full moon is asking you to assess the themes around your day-to-day life, career, responsibilities, and potentially even your health. Are you overworking yourself? Are you putting in too much energy and not getting anything out? And if so, where can you pull back a little? Where can you take back some control, some of your energy, and use it for yourself? Like, self-care is just important as having a structured day-to-day routine and making money, babe. Sagittarius, this full moon is opposing your sign, so there could be a push and pull between understanding if there's something you need to release in your personal life around your personal experiences or goals, or is there something you need to release in relation to how you connect and communicate with others. If there's like an element of selfishness to the way you've been acting, that's not a good sign, and you probably need to let go of some of those traits. If there's an element of people pleasing that you've been putting too much energy in, then again, that's not good, and you need to let go of some of those traits. Last up, Pisces, pay attention to your inner world at this time, your dreams, your intuition, opportunities for emotional clarity. There is a message in all of these. Please stop being delusional and holding on to things that aren't serving you just because it's exciting. Stop doing it for a plot, and just know you can't save everyone. Final full moon is calling you to wrap up any of the energy that you may have wasted time on during this year and have those difficult conversations, especially now that Mercury retrograde is coming to an end. Let me know in the comments how you're planning to harness or channel this energy. Do you have any special rituals that you do around the full moon? Have you got anything that's been building up over the year that you feel like you need to release, and does now really feel like it's the perfect time for you? I'm interested in seeing how the planetary alignments affect each individual. So drop a comment, like, subscribe, whatever you feel called to do, and I'll see you in the next video.